Hello, and welcome to today's Solo Flawless Legendary Lost Sector. And today, just like yesterday, gonna be combining Ariana's Death at First Glance perk with the Battle Harmony chest armor, so the constant feedback of solar damage, buffing solar damage, and the Ariana's Vow attacking champions who have already been breached and cleared, the precision damage, maintaining Death at First Glance. Similar mod loadout as yesterday, going for a Warmine build, a lot of hand cannon mods, a lot of armor finding mods, and changing up to today a Dreambane class item for a Nightmare mod, just to make the boss a little bit smoother. Gonna be using the same weapons as yesterday and same subclass as yesterday to maintain the feedback from the exotic combo. So hopefully it should be good. So going straight into it, it's the first room. You want to take it slow since using the loadout for distance damage. Gotta make sure we stick with having cover nearby that we can pop in and out of. Same rules as in Crucible when you're wearing hand cannon. You want to be able to pop in and out of cover to get benefit from the high damage for each round. With the Warmine build, you can actually take out quite a lot of the Lost Sector. You see how much of the ads disappeared in one cell being blown up with 3 Warmine mods on. There's only actually 3 barrier champions in this particular Lost Sector, so there's one at the very beginning here, and Ariana's Vow with the Catalyst can absolutely finish off a barrier champion. Unfortunately, I didn't have time on that one round. There you go. Yeah, there's one in the middle room and one at the very end of the last section of the boss room, so again, 1 Warmine cell, 3 Warmine mods, gets rid of a room full of ads. So basically if the 7th Seraph hand cannon can reach the ad, then I'll use that just for the Warmine cells to get rid of the mines that drop on the floor from all of these fallen. If it's further away, go for Ariana's Vow, gets you there quicker. Full disclosure, this Lost Sector does take almost the entire 15 minutes, just because the boss room, with this loadout you do have to take it pretty slow. So this next room, take out all of these ads from the doorway, because the second you step down there, a new set of ads will spawn. So the second you get down there, that doorway over there spawns some ads. And to the left you'll get some spawns. You also get 1 servitor. And if you go too much further away from where you are right now, then you can get that servitor and the barrier champion that's about to come up unfortunately close, and it all gets a lot more complex after that. So it's easier to stagger your movement with the enemies that are coming up. Barrier champions coming up, so same as yesterday's Lost Sector, the main play on this one would be to try and take out all of the ads and then take care of the champion, because a lot of these ads in the Lost Sectors with Fallen, they have a lot of sniping and aim tracking damage. So those little rifles, they just follow you if you don't completely take cover, their shots, they're not stormtroopers, they will eventually hit. The Catalyst did not improve my aim. This gun is also actually really good in Crucible, especially if you combine it with a disruption break mod on a grenade launcher. So I'll only really be using the grenade launcher for the breach and clear mod and for champions. Up until the last room anyway. Now, even though you have a much higher capacity with Ariana's Vow on your magazine, you still want to make sure you're timing your shots so that one shot reaches the champion as the barrier goes up. That means no HP regeneration occurs in any way. So you only really want to run into this room properly once the champion is gone, the server is gone, and you are down to maybe 1 or 2 ads towards the end of the room, just because all of these going off everywhere would have been a bad experience if there was still a champion floating about. So just stock up on ammo and move on to the next room. And don't forget, if you get a lot of ammo up here and you don't need to take all of it in one go, you can just do this next room and then go back for the ammo, because you've got one champion and you don't know how much you're going to have to use. So those sneaky little fallen don't actually show up on your radar because they're cloaked from around when you go around the corner, so you can accidentally walk straight into them. That is one of the charming little traps that Bungie has added to this lost sector. Luckily, there are not too many of those. So with that little noise, the clunky thing there, the catalyst now makes Ariana's Vow auto-load when it's holstered. Very convenient. I only really have to reload 2 guns at a time. In this bit again, don't go straight forward. If you can take out all of them, that's fine. If you can't, not an issue. Because when you walk forward a little bit, there is a spawn point to the right hand side of the room, just there. And you should be able to get a wall mine cell out of all 4 of them coming out, which would take care of the ad around the corner. Without fail. Now this would be the last boss room. If you get there quick enough to see that champion, this is the only time where you prioritize the champion over the ads, because if you can take him out quickly, that's great. If you can't, you will end up running around that little arena, and it will be an absolute nightmare catching up with him while you've got the ads. So until all of the ads on your side of the room are gone, just keep on bouncing back and forth between these 2 doors at the entrance. No one ever follows you in here, unless you get an ad or a champion that's bugged for some reason. You should never be followed back into this doorway. Now once your side of the room is clear, I'd still suggest sticking around here if you can. If you've got an excessive amount of Ariana's Vow ammo lying around, yeah, just let all of the ads come to you until you've cleared them again. Whenever you're feeling ready, you can step out. They'll usually come towards you around the sides, so if you've stayed in one side more than any other, they will start crowding around that stair, like you can see them on the left there. If you can get a heavy grenade launcher with autoloader, that'd be a nice, helpful addition. I can't tell you the amount of times I've come up to a champion and realised I have 1 round in here. Now you want to save this guy until you've got rid of enough ads that you feel comfortable going to the next step. If you need to, grab any ammo that's lying around. If not, just leave it for now. Because you really don't want to be going over there. So if you stay, positioning wise, stay up here, then the big fella usually will go down and all of the ads usually will go up. So separating them that way makes it a bit easier to take out the normal ads while leaving the nightmares to shoot the stairs underneath you. If you don't quite manage the timing on that split and they carry on chasing you, run, honestly, get back to that door at the beginning. Because if you can't use a Withering Horde to breach and clear the big boss, then Dream Bay mod is the only reason I've got that much damage on him. But once you get him down below the last third, he does get a little bit edgy. On the upside, he doesn't regenerate health. Bit of a dodgy play there. So keep on using the blast barriers for, well, what they were designed for. Dodge back and forth between cover as much as you can. The last place they saw you is the place they will continue shooting. Same as usual. What I'm doing here, the only reason I'm going over there now is because I've been trying to space out when I'm picking up the ammo. Because obviously if you only need 2 shots, you don't want to waste an entire ammo brick to refill. Ariana's Vow, if you can maintain that perk for precision damage, then you can do quite a lot of damage on the big guy. Now, we're about 11.5 minutes in, and there's still a good few minutes left on this video. So here comes the real tricky bit. If you manage to get this far, especially flawless, how are you gonna get the chest? So if you've ever been to this little sector before, you know the chest is in a very vulnerable spot, which you'll see in a minute. So even when you finish the champion, you don't really want to jump out straight away, because they spawn a barrier champion, and you still need to take care of that. Also, if you die before you reach that chest, you lose the flawless. Tricky little bungee. Now, I can't stress this enough. If you feel like picking up planetary materials, you should wait until everything is dead. I mean, it was also an ammo run, but I could have turned back a lot quicker. So there's the chest that I would have needed to get to without dying in open to maintain this flawless, which is why we haven't gone straight for it, even though the boss is dead and the cache code has been acquired. You know, my main issue there was that I hadn't committed to one thing over another with the magazine. You can either stun a barrier champion and then take out all of the ads that it protects, and then stun it again to kill it. Or you can stun a barrier champion, kill the barrier champion, and then kill the ads. So, the first time, I couldn't commit to one. The second time, well, I got a notification saying that the lost sector finishes in like, really short amount of time, and I still need that chest, so you make what choices you have to make. I'd strongly recommend against playing the lost sector with music in the background, just in case you don't quite hear the exploding shanks that they still throw out at you before you even manage to get the chest. When the light comes back on normally, that means nothing else is gonna spawn. So whatever's in the room with you, that's it. there we go. Solo, flawless, legendary lost sector. God, the moon lost sectors are long, aren't they? But on the upside, there's another one tomorrow.